Greetings, Star Trek Fleet Commanders. I am the Angry Rhino. Please like the video and subscribe to the channel. So as you can see here, I am in the DTI store. I guess I never noticed this little banner up top. Is it like that for everybody? Just never noticed it before. Alright, so as I promised, this video is going to cover my thoughts on this store and how much worth is here. Yeah. Alright, let me do a few daily claims. As you can see, I have a bunch of the stuff. Get some of the stuff that, you gotta kill a bunch of non-armada armadas to get. Mainly these reputations. Get some of these credits, and then you can take some of these credits and you can buy other stuff. Like, let's say, faction credits. Which, okay. Not sure I really think that is worth it at all. 1,600 faction credit? That's it? Oh, I knew I meant to look at that, see if there was charts up yet to see how much, if any, some of these claims improve with higher reputations. I certainly hope so, because if this is all I'm ever going to get from these faction credit turn-ins, they're garbage. Oh, I hope they get bigger, because that's terrible. That's a very small number. To be perfectly honest, I mean, unless it's 5,000, it's not worth it to me anyway. Maybe it's worth it to you, but I guess, depends on the user, right? To a certain extent, the same with the Syndicate XP here. I get 35,000 a day. And yes, that is boosted with a Prime, but then otherwise I'm getting 7,000 a day. It's just... And to get the stupid charge credits, I gotta go through how much bullshit? Yeah, I mean... Depends on where you are with your Syndicate, right? Look, if you're in the 40s like I am, then you look at this and you say, that's not that good. But, if you're in the 20s, you look at it and be like, oh, that's fantastic. Could get you to where I'm at with Syndicate a lot sooner than, if they didn't exist. So, I think maybe for some players there is value here, but for a player like me, there's no value. So, what do I care? Here are encrypted intelligence. Yeah. Wait, these get you encrypted intelligence, and then you exchange encrypted intelligence for faction reputation somewhere. I have no idea where. Okay, I guess we'll find out later. Supposedly there's a way to get faction intelligence with these little president-looking things. I don't know where the claim is. I don't see it yet, which is... Honestly, it's fine in my opinion. I believe that faction reputation is no longer hard to gain. I'm not sure what some of you guys are dealing with where you say faction rep is hard to do. It's just not hard for me. I mean, possibly because I've been playing this game for a while and I'm used to it. And I think there are let's see, Admiral Freeman below deck ability increases faction rep gain. I want to say Galinar and Kim can increase your faction rep from above deck. 5 of 11, her loot boost ability also applies to rep. There's Admiral Kirk and his fleet commander ability. You can pick a certain rep to increase. Is it either Sloan or Lorca? One of them has faction rep increase for a skill as well. There is... How many researches? Dozens. I feel like dozens of research to increase your faction rep. And don't forget the exocomps. Now, I am G6 or whatever level I am, so I do have access to some of the 3, 4, and 5-star faction rep exocomps. So I can pop 100% and a 70% relatively easy. Not everybody can do that. I get that. Some of you only have the 40% ones. And you're kind of stuck with that. But they're there. So I don't feel faction rep is an issue anymore. And to a certain extent, where I'm at now, I feel like based on all those researches I've done, my faction rep is going up too high. Oh, there's also, in the Syndicate, I just mentioned the Syndicate XP. Throughout the levels of the Syndicate, you can get at certain levels, the dailies. How much you get from the daily as a reward will be increased by a percentage. Well, you know what? I remembered another one too, and I forgot it that quickly. Because there's so many. Mirror Universe. In the mirror universe, there are several systems. I did do a video about it. And you can go kill some kind of hostiles. They're not, I guess they are mirror universe hostiles, but they're survey ships. They give out reputation for all three factions and no negative rep. Now, they don't give out survey parts. They give out battleship, interceptor, and explorer parts. Fuck survey parts, I guess, because that's a thing now. But again, I don't see faction rep as a problem. There are multiple refinery claims, Borg, and your wave defense faction store. See here. Is there some in here too? There's some in here. Faction rep is all over the place. I don't care anymore. There are several one-time claims. It's something they also did with the arena store. You see a one-time claim here. Cool. 4 shards. Thank you. And a bunch of transporter patterns. See this? These are trade-ins here. Cool. I can get some of these. This conversion rate looks terrible. 3,600 for that? Ew. That's terrible. I would recommend not doing this because I just don't feel like common and uncommon Explorer credits are worth using newer currency to go get. You know? This is newer currency. That means it's harder to come by than, let's say, this. So, I'm not sure that that's really worth it. Now, this, I don't really like the exchange rate, but since it is the rare and epic export credits, I think that's a little more worth it. Is it necessarily worth it to me? Will I be doing it? I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what my income of the shit becomes, you know? Hopefully, as you increase in rep in this story, it gets better. I'm watching a football game over here. Something happened. Somebody knocked somebody down after a play. That was real good. Oh, okay, cool. Unlocking at Agent is when you can get the security access cards, which are to use to upgrade the building. I did the taster of the building, and I feel like within the loop against the Kretum, it's not really worth that much, but it did vastly improve my grinding outside. Added a lot of isolytic damage, and that was very impactful. The boost, the 8,000 damage to Kretum jackasses, just didn't seem to do that much. A max fortification with your Titan does more. So, I don't care. But, there you go, you can get the building. Now, what does it cost? I have no idea. Wonderful, isn't it? Yeah. Here's another one-time claim. Kretum Time Weapon, new Temporal Artifact. On round start, increases critical hit damage % to armadas and Kretum invaders. When the enemy is under any state, can max out at 400%. Sure. It's nice. It's fine. It's not anything to write home about. Another 400% is not that much. I mean, I'm already at like 1,100% at least. Another 400. I mean, another 400% is sure another 400%, but I mean, it's fairly basic. Whatever. Another claim. This appears to be more somewhat of a daily claim. You can get Hugh and Leslie shards. Cool. Yeah. Though once you have Leslie already, there's really no reason to upgrade him. Leslie and Khan shards. Yeah, I'm not sure this one's worth it because transporter patterns are very good, and honestly, the Augment faction store has a pretty good officer claim. You can tell that because of when it was made. It was made almost 4 years ago, if not, 4 years ago. So it's a lot better than it is now. Here's another one-time claim, Chrono Deflector. This is, I assume, is a Chaos Tech. It has 3 abilities, so I'm going to go with Chaos Tech. Increase Apex Barrier at the start of battle for 3 rounds when fighting hostiles or invaders. Okay, I mean, starts at 500%, then goes up to 2,500%. I'm sorry, are we talking about Apex Barrier? It's a percentage now? Okay, cool. Every other type of Apex Barrier increase has been just a flat number, right? Not a percentage. So what is this boosting? I couldn't tell you how the formula works. I have no idea. But we're going with percentages for Apex Barrier now. Isn't that wonderful? Other ability, increase critical damage. Start a battle for 3 rounds. So for only 3 rounds, which is not that good, because how long do these invading entity battles last? Yep. 3 rounds for fighting armadas and invading entities. Oh, so this one was hostiles and invading entities, and this was armadas and invading entities. Oh, gee, thank you. Cool. So it works against the one, but not the other. That's awesome. Critical damage. Critical damage starts at 20%, goes to 350. Oh, that's it. For only 3 rounds? That's not that good. I feel like this one up here, Hostiles, 3 rounds of Apex Barrier, that's fairly nice. I don't give a shit about invading entities because the battle's going to last so much longer. And again, same thing here. The invading entity battle's going to last so much longer. So, and then you come to the third one. Increase shield repair per round at the start of battle for 3 rounds. So only 3 rounds. At least that's the way it reads. When fighting any hostile, armada, or invading entity. Why the fuck wasn't the other 2 all 3 like that one? Okay. Starts at 2.5%, then does 30%. Increasing with tier and levels and such. Okay. But again, it only lasts for 3 rounds. Okay. It's not... I mean, it's not nothing. It's just not that good. Here's another encrypted intelligence thing. Here's more. This is the conversion. You can convert charge credits to temporal credits to charge credits. Cool. Very nice. It looks like... no idea the conversion rate. I heard 1 chest, it's 1 for 1, but if you wanted to do more than 1 chest, it's a drastic increase. But, be expected. Oh, look, we get some of these officers. Here's Andorian Doc Brown. Now, recently I noticed that his below deck ability was only against hostiles, and I now therefore don't think he's that good. Look, if you like his above deck ability and the increased critical damage, which isn't that much, because especially when it caps out at 4 rounds, you're not going to get that much. Look, below deck here with the hostile loot increase, I'm sure people are going to be like, Rhino, that's so awesome. I'm like, okay, but think about how many hostile loops you're going for, and especially some of the new loops, where it's not really based on how much loot comes into your cargo. It's based on, you know, the little hostile boxes, which he won't affect. So, like, he affects the Borg probes. Oh, I don't care. And honestly, neither should you, because there are so many other officers that are going to work better for you. 5 of 11 for 1. I mean, who is it? 7, 5, and was it either 8 or 9? It's a very good Borg probe grinding crew. So, I just don't think there's too many... There's not enough places where Doc Brown here really benefits you that much for me to think he's really that good of an officer. I mean, it's nice that they're sourcing for him now. You're only getting 1 shard with this claim. I don't know what the cost is, but I'm pretty sure it's not going to be good. Because, I mean, remember some of the Outlaw and Augment claims? It was 1 claim for, like, what, a few thousand of the credits, which did seem kind of high, but it was, like, all the officers, right? And you got like, 10 officer shards a time, and I don't see that being the case here. But whatever. Other officer is Tolly here. Now, Tolly, I mean, he decreases the Armada and invading entities base mitigation by officer defense, which can be good. I mean, his below deck ability is warp speed. I mean, who the hell ever does that? You have to have enough ship slots under deck, which are somewhat at a premium, and it's not. So you just don't get that much use out of his below deck ability. But it's fine. I mean, he's a nice Armada officer. He's a nice invading entity officer. Can be very useful. Now, he's not that useful in some of those events where it's like, oh, do damage to the invading entity, because he's going to reduce their mitigation, and therefore you're going to do the same amount of damage, really. It's just going to make your damage more effective. So, meh. But again, sourcing for him is nice. Not sure I'm going to like the conversion rate, but whatever. Janeway Pocket Watch, another temporal artifact. On round start, decreases opponents' isolytic damage versus players, caps out at 40%. This is, as I mentioned, this is a PvP only. That's very nice. That is very useful. Isolytic damage is getting very high. So it's nice to be able to bring that down some. This is a one-time claim. It's nice. I mean, it's fine. But it's just, like, so far I haven't seen anything that's like, wow, this is so good. This is so much benefit. This makes this loop so worth doing. Oh, you just missed that field goal. Doink to end the half. Okay, here comes a Chrono Deflector. It was the same rare one that I did before. This is more of the daily claim. Here's our Chronom Time Weapon. That was a critical damage one. This is the daily claim. The others were a one-time claim. Kind of slow going this through this faction store, and Here's a chrono phase. This is a one-time thing here. This is all PvP only. When your ship is below 40% health, increase your shots for 1 round. 100% at unlock maxes out at 300%. I mean, that's nice. I mean, I don't know, man. When my hull is below 40%, might need a little bit more than that. When your hull is below 40%, repair your shield for 1 round. Okay, or 1 round start. If your hull is below 40%, repair your shield for 1 round. Unlock at 1%, max 35%. Okay, I mean, that's useful and all. It's just, is it going to be enough if your hull's already at 40%? Again, here, if you're below 40%, decrease your opponent's isolated defense for 1 round. 2.5 at unlock and max 30%. So, okay, decrease your opponent's isolated defense by 30%. I just don't know if it's enough, right? Because it's only going to activate if your hull is below 40%. Is it really adding enough to you? I'm not sure. I honestly don't think so. But I could be wrong. Because, I mean, think about, if this is round 1 and you're fighting somebody and they already at the end of round 1 got you below 40% hull health, is any of this shit actually going to turn the tide and let you win the battle? So I don't know. I think I would have liked Apex Barrier in here over the shield repair. I don't know. Maybe more shots. More encrypted intelligence. I guess these are for when you get the building at a certain level, you get this little chip and you can claim more encrypted intelligence. Okay, cool. Here's the Veil. Now, you know Veil, right? She increases your Apex Barrier against invading entities if she's on a bridge. If you put it below deck, she'll increase your critical hit chance. Very nice officer, very useful officer. It's nice that now they're sourcing for her. Yay. Doja's Torah. Bam, here she is here. Sourcing for her finally. Cool. Awesome. Here's the permanent sourcing for Janeway Pocket Watch and Chronophage. Cool. Again, none of this shit is blowing my skirt up, man. I'm just not. Meh. I mean, it's nice. I just don't. So far, I haven't seen anything that makes doing this whole fucking pain in the ass, annoying ass loop really worth it. Right? I mean, it seems like a relatively closed loop. But, okay. Come to some of these these don't trust anybody favors. Cool. Add Federation Reputation Exchange to encrypted. These are favors. Okay. Add an exchange for Federation Reputation that costs encrypted intelligence. Okay. So yeah, I was talking about all these encrypted intelligences, and this is how you unlock it. You have to get it as a favor first. Wonderful. There's the one for Federation. There's the one for Klingon. Here's the one for Romulan. All right, cool. It's nice that it has to be a favor. You have to unlock it with a favor first. Oh, that's awesome. Quantum Static Disruption. Increase your base damage when opponent has the static state. Starts out at 500%. 5 levels. Tops out at 2,500%. Okay, that's nice. We'll see if it actually does anything. Quantum Charge Dispersion. Sure, I wonder what that one is. Increase base damage when opponent has the charge state. Starts at 500%. 5 levels. Caps out at 2,500%. Excuse me. Cool. Wonderful. Meh. But again, still talking about closed loop here, and I don't give a shit about reputation. I'm sorry. The grind for reputation's over. There's just so many other things that can help you. To put it in this grind, and it's like, okay, you don't get that as credit for not being a closed loop, man. So far, there's really nothing to hear. Temporal material scanning increases the static and charged temporal wreckage gained from super weapons. Starts out at 20%, 5 levels, gets 150%. Alright, cool, whatever. I don't care. Decrease negative faction rep gained from enemies. This one's a little different. I kind of like this one. You go hit a faction hostile, you're going to lose rep from one of the factions. Mostly the one you're hitting. So, any way to, fight or counter that loss, I think is a good thing. I honestly like better than the increasing of faction rep when you kill hostiles or some stupid ass exchange. I like this better because I feel like this is something players have been asking for, to get rid of the negative faction rep. So this one's okay. Starts at 40%, caps out at 250%. 5 levels of that. Okay, cool. Temporal propaganda. Increase positive Faction rep gain from enemies starts at 35%, caps out at 200%. Again, there's already so many places for that shit. I don't care anymore. Increase faction credits from faction messages in the faction stores. An increase of 50%. Yeah, I mean, that's nice. I mean, I think 100% would have been better, but of course, right? We always want more. It's not terrible. More faction credit is more faction credit. That's very nice. Though, again, it's kind of it's just kind of meh because you're going through a whole bunch of bullshit. PvE, Temporal, Apex Barrier increase. Apex Barrier in PvE does not apply to Armadas or Krenim invading entities. Oh, okay, cool. Thanks. What? Starts at 150? Is that 150% or is that 150? Because I know the dumbass thing up there said was in percentages, so who the fuck knows? Starts at 150, caps out at 1,000. Wow, that's kind of low. That's, no. It's nice and all, but the number is too low to really be that impactful. Really, honestly. Last favor, increase cost efficiency of FKR favors. Oh, okay. So it makes them cheaper. But of course, this is like the one you want to do first. Timely investments. You need to be Temporal Investigator to get that. Okay. Alright. Wow. Took me a long time to get through this. Definitely much longer than I wanted to. I do kind of regret maybe taking a little too much time, but I did kind of want to explain some of this shit. And it's just, some of the things are nice, they're neat. Based on how much goofy bullshit we have to deal with, I don't really think it's good enough. I mean, first of all, you got 2 daily drips in here that you have to click the button on each. Why isn't it a one button thing? I thought we were all about reducing the number of button clicks players have to do. Whatever. And hey, why was this not added to the claim all button in the daily gifts section? Why was this here? Because again, you add 2 more clicks for players, which we're never going to like, especially when you're not taking away clicks anywhere. Okay, fine. And then you got to figure out which dumb exocomp you want, claim the right thing, then go activate it, and then go fight the things. That sounds annoying. Okay, fine, it's relatively easy. As long as you understand. Anti-charged when you want to go fight charge. Anti-static when you want to go fight static. And you claim it, and you go activate it, and then you go fight the things. Very simple. It's not that complicated. It's more of a nuisance. And then what do you get? Meh. I feel like there's not enough benefit outside this loop. I feel like there's barely any benefit for inside this loop. So, like, there's barely anything that helps you fight these Krenim jackasses, and there's barely anything that helps you out anywhere else. Maybe it's the Dojas Torah shards and the Toli shards and the Veil shards. That's about it. So, regretfully, I'm going to say this story is shit. I don't know who the hell designed this loop, but I just think they're terrible. I just don't think that there's that much of a reward from this Krenim invading jackass loop. I don't feel rewarded. I guess maybe it's because I'm really looking for Prime Valor emblems to be sourced. Much like the Cone of Silence or not Cone of Silence, the little cone thing you get from the Silent Enemy trade-in. Or the Dolomite Particles. This Prime Valor thing, that's the one for the Discovery. Get you Warp Range on the Discovery. I'm waiting for that Prime currency to be sourced somewhere. It's been long enough. They've gone on to how many other Prime currencies since then. That, you add a claim in here for that, or maybe even Premium Mirror Dust, I could change my mind on it. And it's just, it's like you made up new shit for the sake of making up new shit to make it look cool. And I don't really see it. You put a lot of faction rep bullshit in here, and I'm saying, the faction rep grind is dead. It's dead. You can tell. I mean, because I'm G6, I can tell. Because I go look at the hostiles. There are no more survey hostiles that give more faction rep than, let's say, warships. That's no longer a thing. And how many points have they been... And how many points have they had faction reputation packs in the stores? To a certain extent, I think they want the faction rep grind to be dead. So, this just doesn't seem like a reward to me. But, I have rambled on long enough. I guess I am just annoyed. I don't see a whole lot of value from this faction store, and therefore don't see a whole lot of value from the loop, and... Wow, that's terrible. Terrible. Comment below, finally getting to the comments part of this. Do you see any value anywhere here in this Don't Trust Anybody store? What is it? If you do find value, what is it? And please explain why. Do you really think I'm so ridiculous to think that some of these faction favors are just kind of useless? Because I think faction reputation grind is dead. Please like the video and subscribe to the channel. I'm the Angry Rhino. Shields up, Commanders.